Live. We're going live. That's Arthur. You gonna wave hi? Hi. All right, so I'm just getting my camera set up fully. I'm hoping that you can see what I do down here. So I am Rebecca Harris. We're gonna be. Tell them what we're doing. Tell them.
Dishwasher detergent.
Dishwasher detergent. We're gonna make some dishwasher detergent. This is actually written backwards, which was a skill in and of itself, because it shows up backwards if you don't write it backwards, and that was pretty funny. He's like, why are you writing that backwards? That doesn't look like a real word. And I'm holding this up. Let me tell you a little something about Facebook that drives me crazy. When you are on a page, like a business page, if you go into the photos and then click on videos, you open up all the video albums, and it has like the title in the screenshot. Like it shows the title of the video. But in a group, it doesn't do that. So if you go into a group and you're searching for some information, it's not gonna show you the name of the video. You just have to click on it and figure out if that's the one you're looking for or not. So I'm holding this up so that Facebook will show this as a still image, so that if you're scrolling through videos in the group, you'll be able to see what this is. So that's something that I've started doing in my own group, because it's a big pain. And I've talked to Facebook about it, and right now at the moment, they're like, yeah, we don't have the functionality to do that. But they do, because they do it in pages. But anyway, okay. So my name is Rebecca. I live on Maryland's Eastern Shore. This is my son, Arthur. He's 8 years old, and he's home for spring break. So he's gonna help. And this is a really fun project for kids to actually help do. Before I got started, not before I got started making detergent, before I got started in my business, I was taking 17 different prescriptions for an autoimmune illness and often needed a cane. I suffered from chronic fatigue, brain fog, and daily pain. I mean, just getting out of the car after grocery shopping was sometimes impossible due to fatigue, and my husband would have to come get me and help me into the house. I had nerve pain so debilitating that I couldn't get to the toilet without help. Side effects from all the medications were causing even more problems for me, and complications from those meds nearly killed me twice. I desperately wanted to be an energetic, engaged, active, fun mom for my kids. Now I have found some simple, natural solutions, and all I know is I am off all 17 medications. I run 2 businesses from my house, and I am very involved in our community and schools. And my kids and I, last summer, had a membership to a trampoline park, and I even jumped. I am that fun mom, aren't I? And that cane, I haven't used it since 2012. So I read that because I will get distracted and start going off on a long tangent, because I got sick in 1998, so there's like a lot of story to tell. And I wanted to stay focused so that we could get to making dishwasher detergent. Okay, we have ingredients: tea tree oil, lavender oil, lemon oil, and I have a bonus oil, jade lemon, because that is actually in the Young Living laundry detergent and the liquid dish soap, and so I wanted to try it. But it is not necessary. It is often hard to get. So you do not need the jade lemon, but I will be adding it today. We also have Thieves liquid dish soap. This is awesome. It's super concentrated. So if you're using a different dish soap, it may not work, because we want it super concentrated, and all the additional ingredients that are in here are kind of helpful for what we're doing. We also have citric acid. I am a crazy person who buys citric acid by 10-pound bags. Most people will not need this much in their home, but you can use it for a lot of different things. So that's why I buy it in bulk. But you can find it in like canning sections of grocery stores. They have like 4-ounce bottles, and we need 3/4 of a cup. So not much. 1 4-ounce container should be plenty. And then we also have baking soda, which I've already put into a bowl. Okay. We are gonna start in this bowl because I like to use a mixer when I first get started, and I like a deep bowl because it's very dusty. Then we're gonna move it to a shallow big bowl for some hand mixing, and this one's gonna help. And this is where it gets really fun for kids because it's like foamy slime.
Can I mix with that?
Yeah, probably. Let me get started with it though because it is super dusty, and I don't think we've done this with the super dusty. Okay, so I have 2 1/4 cup scoops. We're gonna do 3 each of citric acid and baking soda. So that is 3/4 cup of each ingredient. So we want these to be equal. Too much baking soda makes it really dusty in your dishwasher. It doesn't work well. And too much citric acid made it also not work well. I worked hard at refining this recipe and perfecting it. So I'm gonna do 3 of baking soda. He's gonna do 3 of citric acid. And we're gonna put them right into the bowl. Not sure.
All the way to the top?
Yeah, but it also doesn't have to be like a perfect measurement. Like we're not baking, so there's no real science here. 1. So I've got my 3. He's got his 3. Oh, I forgot to mention, sometimes these are clumpy ingredients, and I was gonna use a sieve. Hold on, hold that right there so that I can show this. Okay, so I usually use this so that we don't have any clumps, and then it also helps incorporate them together. So I will actually layer the scoops, 1 baking soda, 1 citric acid, 2 baking soda, 2 citric acid, like that, so that it it starts getting mixed. See, there's little clumps there. Was that 2 or was that 3 scoops?
That was 2.
Okay. We are almost ready. I am gonna use a hand mixer, so it will be a tiny bit noisy for a sec. See, we got clumps. I got this just in time. You just kind of push them down in. Okay, so that was 3, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna give it a quick stir just to get them started. This is actually the dishwashing detergent that we've been using for a year. I keep it in a pickle jar. Pickle jars are awesome because they have a big wide mouth. And this is an old scoop from a shake mix thing. And it is roughly a tablespoon, but we'll get into like how much to use. This is actually a double recipe here. So this is, what is that? 1.5 cups of each ingredient. Uh-oh, what's that in there? Weird. Okay, so those 2 ingredients are in there. I want to get them sort of mixed together. Then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of the Thieves liquid dish soap. Oh, you're going to do it. You kind of have to like stand there for it's so thick. You have to like, it's like honey. So you're going to be like holding it for forever. Okay. Cool. Okay. And you want to move it around because it's going to start getting foamy already. So we want that to get really well incorporated into there.
Like I do with my toast, I gotta move it around.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna start mixing, so bear with me for a sec while we're noisy. Ha! Get the cord out of the way. Okay. And it is already getting super foamy. Hold on, hold on. I don't know if you can see, but it looks like marshmallow fluff. It's so bizarre. And that is why it's fun for kids. Okay, hold on. You're gonna do it only on number 1. We don't wanna do it on number 3. Don't do it yet. Hold on. Don't do it yet. Let's get some oils in there. So now we're gonna do 7 drops of each. So I have lemon, which as you know is a degreaser. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you accidentally get 10 in there, it's really not a big deal. And number 2 is lavender. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I always do extra. And the 3rd oil is tea tree. Bless you! Thank you for doing elephant face. Okay. Tea tree is astringent, really helps clean. The lavender can be used to like clean windows and stuff, so it helps with streakiness.
Did you do your jade lemon?
Not yet. You can go ahead and do mix on number 1. Go ahead.
I'm trying to.
Do you want me to turn it on?
I don't know how to turn it on.
Oh, okay.
How do you turn it on?
You should push it up. But I didn't want you to push it up hard.
When I pushed it up at number 1, it wouldn't turn on.
I don't think you had it up high enough, that's all.
So this
Okay.
is the slowest setting you can get.
Mm-hmm. Ah! Stand up.
This was
There we go. Now I'm gonna add some jade lemon. Basically it does the same thing as the lemon. It just has a sweeter smell. It makes it smell really, really good, and it makes your dishwasher smell really, really good. I'm gonna give it one quick stir. Okay, now what we're gonna do, you don't actually have to use the hand mixer. I just like to. If you're doing this with kids, like little kids, you could put everything into a big bowl and then give it one big mix at the very end just to make sure it all got incorporated. So when we started doing this, I didn't use the hand mixer, and we just did it all in the bowl. So look, you can see some powder there, so we need to get that powder mixed in. So go ahead. You're on, buddy. And it turns into like this bizarro marshmallow fluffy foam. It's so much fun to play with.
Can this be my new toy?
Can that be your new toy?
Yeah.
You funny. This is one that I did earlier, and it is in the process of drying. And you just kind of spread it out on like a baking sheet and set it aside and come back like every 10, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, whatever works for your busy life. Come back and break it up and mix it around. You can form this into tablets. I have this small heart-shaped silicone ice tray that were perfect size and shape to go into my dishwasher. But where we live in Maryland, it's so humid that they wouldn't, it's really hard to get them to set in the mold. So I just started doing it as a powder, and I find that to be easier. So you just kind of like keep coming back to it and shaking it around so that it all dries, and it takes probably a good 24 hours for it to fully dry so that you can actually put it into a jar. So just set it aside somewhere where it's out of the way. Is it all mixed up?
Almost.
Okay. And we're just gonna put it in this Pyrex baking pan.
It'll take an hour.
Oh, he's gonna just sit there and have fun with it. So once it's all dry and powdery on your baking sheet, you can just dump it into a wide mouth jar or whatever you want to use to make it easy for you to
Why is this?
access it. Huh?
Why is this really cold?
Why is it cold? It is cold. It's like icy cold. I don't know. Weird. So the recipe that we did here with the 3/4 cup of each of the baking soda and the citric acid, and 1 tablespoon of liquid dish soap, that should give you 30 to 60 loads in your dishwasher. And it costs what? A couple bucks. The reason that it varies is size of dishwasher, quality of water that you're rinsing with, like the water that comes into your home, and also like how loaded you get your dishwasher. So we really, really load our dishwasher. So I usually do 1 full scoop, which is 1 tablespoon, but you can do anywhere from a half scoop to a full scoop, whatever works for you. And this will roughly cost you like $4 or $5 to make a whole thing of it. And again, I said this was a double batch because I usually do doubles. So I don't want you to think that it's gonna come out with this much when you're done.
Marshmallow?
It's like marshmallow, isn't it? So even as it sits there, it starts to like foam up, and that's really cool. So as it's in your tray, it's gonna like blow up, and that's fun.
My hands are freezing.
Okay, are we ready to move it in?
No.
My bad. All right, well that's pretty much it. I'm gonna give this one another shake. So it'll start to dry on top, but underneath it stays kind of moist, and so you just wanna like make sure you're moving it around. And at some point in the process while it's drying, if you wanted to start molding it into tabs, by all means, hook it up. Make them the right size for your dishwasher. And hopefully it's not as humid where you live. All right, bud. I think we're done. Are we done?
Bye.
So my name's Rebecca Harris. I do recipes over in my group. It's called Solutions for a Healthy Home. And I'd love to have you join if you want to. And this is my kiddo, Arthur. Bye.